Time for Ask Ray and Dregs Anything, and you can send us your questions on Twitter and Instagram. You know us there at Ray and Dregs, and on the website, rayanddregs.com. We're going to zip through a few of these because our guy Raheem did a great job of collecting the Ray and Dregs questions this week. From Braden on Instagram, Ray, who's a Hart dark horse for you?
Well, I would say one of the factors is going to have to be the team's going to have to be good, right? Like they're going to have to put up plus 100 points. I think that's almost without fail. Right. Dark horse. I mean, you're taking out Draisaitl and McDavid and Matthews and all those guys, correct?
Makar, I think, is in that group, right?
What, of taking them out?
Yeah, of taking them out.
Yeah, McKinnon, all that too.
Agreed.
What if the Penguins have 110 points? They had 103 last year. What if they do, and at age 35, Sid throws another 100 points on the board? What about Artemi Panarin?
Oh,
because the Rangers are good.
Right.
They're a good team. Like they would be like, I would think Sid would be a surprising pick because he's 35 years old.
Surprising to me. As soon as you said it, I went, what a great selection, because it's possible he can do that.
What if the Minnesota Wild have another unbelievable season? Could Kaprizov be in that mix?
He could.
The dark horse. Generally, guys don't come from left field to win the Hart. I mean, there's probably a group of about 5 or 7 or 8 guys that you would jump at. So almost anyone outside of that's a dark horse.
All right, Braden, thank you. That's an excellent question. Okay, from Scott, we'll stick with Instagram here for a moment. Ray, if there was one piece of sports memorabilia you could have, what would it be?
Oh boy,
I feel like it's going to be baseball related.
It is. I would say the baseball that Sandy Koufax threw a perfect game with.
Interesting. Wow.
I don't. It would be baseball for sure. Yeah. That would be it, I think.
Okay.
I would have loved to have watched Sandy Koufax pitch, by the way.
Yeah. I was in Mario Lemieux's basement in Pittsburgh years ago. You know when it was? Kelly Buchberger's last game with the Penguins. I mean, he didn't play there very long, but it was an afternoon game. Bucky was retiring. They gave him the watch. And then a bunch of us went to Mario's for the after party. Anybody who's been to the Hall of Fame in Toronto knows that there's a pretty big section devoted to Mario Lemieux for obvious reasons.
Right.
But the good stuff is in Mario's basement. And I could have spent hours just spinning around looking at the sticks and just everything that he has collected there. So it'd be something like that. All right. Let's see. Maple Leaf related question on Twitter. If Michael Bunting has the same type of season this year that he did last year, Ray, how much can he command, and can the Leafs do that? Now, obviously, it's Langerangs is a big Leafs fan.
Mm-hmm.
He says he wants him to have a monster year, but that would mean that he's gone. Such is the life for a Leafs fan, I suppose. We talked a bit about this in our coverage on Monday night. I mean, where does he creep into? He's at $950 now. If he has another big year here, it's that choice, right? Do you chase the money because, hey, it's a business, why wouldn't you? Or do you hang in there because you've got an opportunity to win and you're playing with Matthews and Marner and you're not making $3-4+ million or whatever he could command?
Well, I think the decision becomes, what's the difference between staying with the Leafs and maybe leaving as a 30-goal scorer somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like if the difference is a little bit, sure, maybe you'd consider it, or you would consider it. But at a certain point, like, this is the thing with hometown discounts. Unless you're at a salary range and a career earnings range that it doesn't really matter, it does matter.
Yeah.
Like, I know there's a romanticism about, gee, uh, you've got the, the best scenario. And let's face it, he's fallen in after Nick Ritchie, couldn't get on track or couldn't play with Marner and Matthews at the start of the year. And they put Bunting there last year. It was perfect. He was terrific there.
Mm-hmm.
So why would you want to leave? The answer is he doesn't, unless somebody wanders in with a bucket of cash and he goes, you know what? I got a chance to set myself up and my family up for forever. So that's a tricky one, because don't forget, you're getting close to the Matthews extension, the Marner extension. You still got Tavares for a few years left at 11, and William Nylander's not that far away. Like, how much can you pay to a select group of your team? That would be 5 forwards. I mean, it's a tricky one, and it's funny. It's not just one guy. It's how it cascades into a whole bunch of other guys too.
Tiny's just getting wound up here for
walk time.
Oh, there she is. Alex, the dog walker, just walked in, and
they get fired up.
Very excited when the dog walker.
Oh yeah.
All right, we have time for 2 more quick ones. Why don't we stay on the theme here of contracts, because Matt Bergen has a question related to the long-term deal versus the player coming out of his entry-level contract, right? So which do you think is riskier, signing the guy coming off an ELC, entry-level contract, to a big ticket, or signing the 30-year-old to a 7-year deal?
The 30-year-old. I just... And the only reason I say that is there's going to be an inevitable deterioration of your game as you get into your mid-30s, for sure. Early 30s to mid-30s, depending on the guy. If you're giving that long deal out to a player coming out of his ELC, you're buying up the best years of his career, you think.
Yeah.
But you better be sure on your evaluation, because that could be a big swing and a miss. But I do think while you're probably more certain what the 30-year-old can give you, you're more certain about that for 4 or 5 years. And then you're like, oof, I don't know what those last couple of years are going to look like.
Right. Okay. We have a legion of New Jersey Devils fans, and I don't think we spend enough time talking about the New Jersey Devils. So here's one from Tyler Blazinski. Is this the year, Ray, the Devils finally live up to their promise and challenge for a playoff spot in that loaded Eastern Conference?
Okay, when you say finally, I don't know how finally...
It's a bit unfair. Finally is a bit unfair. They've been building to this.
They gave up over 300 goals last year. That has to change by about 40. Like, they have to knock about 40 off. They're going to start the year, it looks like, without Nico Hischier, who's got a hamstring that's barking at him. But I look at the Devils and I'm like, I think they're really good. Like, I think they can be really good. They finished 37 points behind the Capitals last year.
Yeah.
Can you make up that many points? And in the meantime, jumping over the Blue Jackets and the Islanders. Because, look, Columbus is better. Johnny Gaudreau makes them better. I think it makes Line A better. They had to ditch Bjorkstrand and his 28 goals, so that makes them a little bit worse. But here's the thing. So, like, 8 teams in the East had 100 points last year. I don't know if we can consider that the bar. The reason being, Sabres, Red Wings, Senators, Devils, probably the Islanders and the Blue Jackets, they're all going to be a little better. I think those points come down a little bit.
Okay.
So maybe you're not trying to climb 37 points if you're the Devils. You got to get into the mid-20s. Like why wouldn't 94 points be the bar this year? Right? I think that's, in my mind, that's a little more likely, because I think some of those top teams are going to get those points clawed away from them. I don't see any way Florida gets 122 points again. I just don't. So somebody's getting those points.
Excellent. What's the rest of your week like, my friend?
Well, Busy, kind of.
Yeah?
I think. Yeah. You know, I'm
Like
going to
good
play golf.
busy or
Yeah, I'm
crazy
going to play
busy?
golf
Yeah.
one more time. We just got a great stretch of weather out here, so I'm going to play golf one more time, I think. And
Mhm.
then while the Canucks are in training camp, I'm on, you know, Dad Uber, and running around and getting the kids to where they got to go. So busy at home. You know, prep is squeezing up, and October the 10th, I jump on the road for my first flight of the year. I go. I'm in New York for season opener, Tampa and the Rangers. Felt like I just did that game
Yeah.
a whole bunch of times, but Tampa and the Rangers open up on October the 11th for ESPN.
Excellent. Well, the stories that you will have to tell. I can't wait for your first travel experience because in the world of Ray, there's always something. Like you're going
Well,
to
here's
forget
the
something, you're
thing.
going to
I am
leave
a little
something.
concerned that a lot of this travel I got to do by myself,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
which is, I need some direction. I need some herding on
Yeah.
occasion.
But
And
you got through it last year, though, right? For the most part,
yeah.
aside from the playoffs, when you travel probably more as an entourage, right?
Well, I'll tell you the biggest thing that is the I'm still a little nervous. I'm shying away is the connection through Toronto. I'm still shying away from that. If the people can tell me, is it getting better? Can I
It
trust
is better.
Can I
Yeah.
trust a 2 hour connection?
Yeah, you can. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
It's getting better. You'll be
because I'm a
fine.
little shy on that connection, and it would shorten up the day
Right.
because I clear customs in Vancouver now, and it's at least I'm out of the way at the beginning of the thing, and then I'm a little stressy, as you might imagine, on a connection.
Not you.
Oh yeah. Until I get that last step through customs, I'm like, I've got my breath held the whole way. I'm like, am I gonna make it? I'm checking my phone. I gotta go. And I can feel the sweat starting down my back. And anyways, that'll be for next week. What do you got going, Dregs?
Yeah, you know what? This week is a busy week as well. We're on the preseason train with the Maple Leafs, so I've got some things, including the podcast, some other things. Oh, hold on a sec. Titleist fitting. I'm going to the Titleist National Fitting Center tomorrow, being Wednesday, for the
Okay,
new driver.
new
Yeah,
driver. I got to
yeah.
tell you, Dregs, I don't know that I've been complimentary enough of the clubs that I was fit for a year ago.
Yeah.
I had a Titleist fitting out here in Vancouver.
Yeah.
I switched from my Mura clubs that I love. They're fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And I had the opportunity through Titleist and FootJoy to get a fitting. So I say, okay, I'm going to try. I had the best summer of golf that I've ever had.
Oh, good for you.
I have never played better than I am right now. And it's amazing that it's the right club for me.
Yeah.
And so the fitting process, your shoulders are going to fall off, your back's going to be sore because with your driver, you're swinging it as fast as you can, right?
Right.
But they were awesome. The clubs are beautiful, and I am pumped with them.
Our
You're
buddy
going to
Mitch
love
Dawson will love to hear that. Not to be cliche,
yeah.
game changing. It is.
It without question. But I still need shots on each side.
All right. Well, I was going to say hit him straight, but you've just given us the indication that that's no longer an issue. Compliments of Titleist. So
thank you, boys. Outstanding. So go get it fit and then hit it long.
Huge shout out to our partners who make this podcast possible. Our title sponsor, our good friends at Canadian Club Whiskey, who ask, are you over beer? Boston Pizza, pick it up, get it delivered. Just let Boston Pizza do the cooking tonight. And by Doer, use the code RND15 and you, my friends, will save 15% off everything. Check it out at doer.ca. All right, we'll be back on Thursday with a special guest. Until then, be like Ray. Get on the golf course. Look after your family. Enjoy your life. Take care, everybody.
Thanks for listening.
Hey, thanks for tuning into our YouTube channel. And while you're here, why don't you do us a solid? hit like and subscribe.
Yeah, you'll get access to all the latest uploads. You can stay updated on the latest news and interviews from the Ray and Dregs Hockey Podcast.
It only takes a couple of seconds. And from what I'm told, it helps with our algorithm thingamajig. Anyway,
Yes.
we appreciate the support.